Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc. Out this beautiful afternoon on my day off. Well, I call it a day off, but really I'm still working. And picking up a pop cooler, basically an old Coke machine. Somebody's been painted up like Pepsi. Problem is I didn't bring my ambulance, which is my usual vehicle for this. So I'm gonna try and fit it, an old Vendo, in the back of my Beamer wagon. We'll see how that works out. I'll probably be a lowrider at the end of the day here. So this has to fit in that. I'm feeling it's gonna be sticking out the back end a little bit. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will be. Oh boy, gotta make some room. You're not gonna believe it. It actually fits inside the back of the car. Who knew? Well, that marks another first for me, putting a vintage Coke vending machine in the back of a 4-door BMW. Mind you, it is a station wagon, but I don't think they ever intended for people to do that. So next time you're at the dealership, ask them, can this car fit a full-size Coke machine in the back? If the answer is no, you have to keep shopping. I will get us back to the shop and at some point, and we're gonna unload and I'll show you the other stuff that I got today. Well, I got it out. Not as easy to do at this end when it's just me, and not something I probably want to do anytime soon. But now at least I have a dolly and I can grab it from inside the store. Make life a little bit easier. Well, today is the first day I'm starting to really snoop around and start thinking about the next adventure, which is going to be the general store. I don't have a building yet, but I have a vision for what that building is going to look like. I have a vision for what the inside should be fixtured with. And this morning, I'm checking out a shop that used to be kind of a curiosity shop in town that closed up. Oddly, they had a bunch of antique fixtures, so we're gonna go and check it out and see if there's anything that we can repurpose and use at our store, because I think that there's gonna be a few things that are interesting in here. I remember this shop when I was in high school, so it's been around a long time. So I'm waiting for the guy to show up. He's gonna show me some fixtures, and with any luck, we'll be able to make a deal. So let's start today's adventure by looking at some fixtures, and then maybe we'll look at a couple buildings too. It is kind of sad to be purchasing stuff from someone who has gone out of business, but you know, businesses open and businesses close, and hopefully that means for us we'll be able to find a few treasures. Sort of a Moroccan import.
Correct.
Piece. That one has one of the shelves inside. I guess you could get more glass shelves cut for it.
Right.
And this one looks like it's sold.
That's sold.
To a guy named Chris, who's not me.
Girl.
Oh, girl named Chris. Okay. Big antique showcase. We'll talk about the price. Another one of these. Magazine rack. Probably just need one. And another antique showcase. Okay, well, we had a look around. There's a few pieces that I could definitely use in a general store. I like the pressed copper sort of Moroccan showcases. Those would be neat. The 2 antique showcases, you always have use for those. The challenge is that they had really high prices on the stuff. He was asking $2,000 a showcase. I know that if I went to an auction house or went somewhere, I could get those same showcases for probably $400 or $500 each. They didn't have any shelves on the inside, so you're already looking at an investment when you have to put glass shelves in. So I made an offer on the stuff I was interested in. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not, but that's okay. If they don't accept it, that's all right, because I think that I can find them cheaper or better ones elsewhere if I keep looking. But that does give me a good start and a good look at what sorts of things are out there. And I really need to start planning for what this space is going to look like, because that helps determine what fixtures you need. We'll keep looking around. Now that place, the Graphic Arts building, may have an amazing facade, but the building looks to be in pretty rough condition, and it's not going to be cheap to move. But the price can sometimes be right when the city needs a building gone, because the land is worth much more than the building itself. This is the yard of the other building. I mean, the reason why I like this space, the store itself is not nearly as big as what we need, but there is opportunity to expand do a little parking lot in the back here, have customers come around to the front. So I think there's possibilities here, which I don't have in my current store. The other problem is that this addition that's on the back here, this was the living quarters for the people who used to own the old general store. The roof is completely rotted off. So I have a feeling this whole back section would have to come down, and that's going to be pricey. But the front, on the other hand, is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Old-fashioned general store, bay windows, nice little facade. Like I said, it's just not a very big space. It does have this big lot next to it that's unused right now. So there's a possibility to store stuff and do some more with that. But the question is, how creative can I get? This has been a busy couple of days for me. The Alpha is gone out of the garage. The MG is going today, which means I will have room in my garage for more stuff. So my son Jason and I, as I open the garage door, are gonna go for a trip this morning to go look at a guy's collection. He's got slot machines and pinball machines, apparently, old motorcycles. I don't know what else he's got, but we're gonna go check it out. But first I got to get the MG out of here and make some room. Hey Jason, are you ready for adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Me too. So I get calls like this pretty often where someone is downsizing or selling off a collection, and if you don't go and answer these calls when they come in, somebody else might. I'm headed off to the other side of the city today, which really is no big deal. We've got a great roundabout road that goes all the way around the city, like a big circle. And some days I feel like a weird Batman who's got the antique symbol up in the sky, and you got to go answer that call. So Stephen is watching Abigail, Melissa's out for lunch, and Jason is out with me on a road trip with Dad. You wouldn't know it right now, but it's going to be snowing pretty soon. They say that tonight we're going to get another 4 centimeters. Some kind of spring we're having. You looking forward to snow? No. Nobody's looking forward to snow. Are you looking forward to finding some treasures today?
Maybe.
What do you think we're going to find?
Stuff that you're going to sell.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay, I think we're just about here. It's gonna be one of these places. Let's find some parking. Hopefully it's worth the trip. It's gonna be up a little bit more. Probably right near the corner. Oh yeah, he said there's lots of trees, and there's lots of trees. There we go. Did you hit your head?
No.
It's a low car. They're supposed to be sporty. All right, let's see what treasures we can find. Okay, so the gentleman who owns this property not only watches our YouTube channel, he was busy watching my niece Alyssa's channel. He was up there staying, watching Alyssa and Peter and how they met, that episode. If you haven't checked out my niece Alyssa's channel, it's Alyssa Hallisay. I'll try and put the link in. He's given us a key to basically go check out his garage and see what kind of stuff he has. So I guess we get to snoop. Yeah, he's got some bikes back here. Okay. Hot 305cc. Well, let's see if it's got any. It's seized up. It's like a little Super Hawk. It's a 160. I had a 305 Super Hawk up until very recently. Okay, we're gonna go in the garage and have a look-see. Is there anything in the shed here? I see it looks like you were in the vending business for a while. There's a Jason out. The garage comes equipped with the Jason.
I'm just gonna let you go see.
You don't want to go digging around there?
No, I just want you to look to the left.
Okay, I will in a sec. I see there's another engine, or that could be the engine out of the other motorbike over there. The Honda. Boy, is it ever full. Tools, vending machines. Oh, there's a Beetle.
Yeah.
There's a Volkswagen Beetle. You know it's an earlier one if it had an oval window. This could still be, I don't know, they all look the same. It's got the bigger taillights on it, so I'm going to say probably like late 60s, early 70s, something like that. Well, I'll go have a look. What year is the Volkswagen? 68. Okay, I was pretty close. So the Volkswagen actually looks pretty complete. Door's stuck a little bit. Yeah, surprisingly, this Volkswagen doesn't look like it's in very bad shape at all. I mean, it's clearly sitting on flat tires. It's probably been in here for a while, but the body's not rusty whatsoever. I mean, I say that, but there's a little bit at the back there, but that's mainly just from rock chips going up on it. Cute little car. 60s or 70s Coke machine. Who knows what else is back here? A pram. There's always, seems to be with prams wherever I go. That's a doll size one though. Okay. Another Coke machine. A little trolling motor. Well, we went into the house to chat with the owner of the Volkswagen. I'm at his house. And he tells me that he, at one point, had spent $9,000 on the engine in this Volkswagen with racing cams and balancing and blueprinting and all that good stuff. But the challenge with that is that the car has been sitting for a while now. So even if it's not in terrible condition, it's still going to need going over to make sure that it's in, operable shape. Body doesn't look too bad. Let's have a better look at the car. So it looks like he's got the trunk lid kind of barely fastened on there. It's on, but it's not working correctly. These hinges aren't on right. There's a big gap. It's 68. I'm going to try opening the door again. Last time it got stuck on me. Sticky hinges. So that was the original color of the car, probably this light gray, and somebody's painted it blue at one point or another. There's the original seats underneath the covers, and seats actually don't feel too bad underneath all that. You know, sometimes people put these covers on for looks. You don't need them. Let's see if I can sit in here and not get a bunch of spider webs on me. Okay. Ooh, it's got cassette. It is what it is. It's a little Volkswagen. It's not in terrible condition. Carole King Tapestry. Now that's a classic. Oh, in this car, you could feel the earth move under your seat. I'm gonna go check for rust. Actually, where these things go, get the light on. I actually have had a Beetle before. Jason, you don't remember the Volkswagen we had, do you?
Was it green?
No, it was red. He definitely doesn't remember it. Yeah, see this? Look how bad the rust is in this area here. The tubes are completely rotted out. There's nothing left of it. I'm just seeing where it goes down to good metal, and I don't think it does go down to good metal. It's completely rotted right there. That's a shame, because the car on the outside doesn't look too bad. But this is where it goes. That's why I decided to look down here. See that, folks? Mother Nature turning your Volkswagen back into German dirt. So even though he's got a bunch of money spent on the engine, the rust repair would start getting pretty pricey on this. Which is kind of a shame, because it is kind of a cute little car. I mean, if a person doesn't mind doing the repair to but I mean, if it's rusty in the channels and the heat tubes and channels, it's probably gonna be rusty pretty well everywhere else. The feeling it's gonna be a little bit beyond me. Well, Jason and I got back, and Joe, the fellow that showed us his Volkswagen and the motorcycles, was a hugely nice person. I feel like the Volkswagen is gonna need an awful lot of work. The price for it was $4,000. In that condition, with the rust and the fact it hasn't run in a while, I don't have the heart to make him an offer. I would be interested if it was a lot less, but it'd have to be a lot less. And you don't know if, you don't want to insult a person. He's a very nice guy. So I'll give it some thought, some consideration. Maybe I'll throw an offer out there and see if he's interested in taking it, just to get it out of the garage. But in the meantime, I've come back home while I'm thinking about what to do about that situation. And Steven and I, now I've got the other boy with me. We are going through some of the bikes that have been in our garage over winter. And we've got this old BMX that I picked up in a barn last year on one of the episodes. And we're going to try cleaning it up a little bit. So a little SOS pad, little elbow grease, and we'll see if we can get some of the rust and corrosion off it. So we're going to clean this thing up.
What did I touch?
Well, you're all covered in dirt. Probably because you've been helping me in the garage. Don't worry about it. You're just going to get worse.
Maybe it's a shelf. That's all right. Just
Okay, so try a little bit on here and just give it a really good scrub.
Oh, that actually works.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
So what we have to do, we as in probably you first and me second, once you get bored of it, is going over the whole frame. And we're going to see if we can bring this back to life, because it was sitting in a barn for a long time. It's a mid-1980s, probably early to mid-1980s BMX. It's called a constrictor, like a boa constrictor. It was probably sold at Sears or a department store, so it's not a real high-end one, but it is still a collectible bike. And I think this might be a rideable thing. We just want to make sure it looks good. We'll clean it up, oil the chain, put some air in the tires, and see if you can test ride it for us. So the nice thing about SOS pad is it has the soap in it, but it's also abrasive. So see this rust all in here? Watch it magically, with a little elbow grease, disappear. See that? So what looks like a rusty old bike at first glance, and sometimes you get the rustier looking bikes for the better deal, might actually be a decent bike underneath all of that. So we're gonna keep cleaning, gonna keep polishing, gonna do the whole thing and see if we can make this look like a little showroom bike again. I think it's got some real good promise, and I can see that most of this is surface rust and it's coming up pretty good. Gotta do the rims too. Well, a little bit more cleaning and that thing will be good to go. The chrome came out nice though.
Yeah, the wheel's a bit wobbly.
I can see one of the tires is bad on it. The front one's kind of ballooned out the side.
Yeah.
So, but for a first test ride, it went pretty good. Well, that is it. The BMX is cleaned up. The bikes are all in a row. I'm charging up my little Honda over here to see if I can get that running again. The MG is gone, the Alpha's gone, and the MG actually started. It's just sitting here for a year and it started right up today. So probably have a few little hiccups that'll need to be sorted after sitting for a year. But all in all, the garage is empty, which is kind of sad because I like having an old car in the garage here, but it will give me a chance to get things cleaned up. So thanks for watching this week's little adventure. This is just kind of what was up this weekend. Stuff that we were doing. This is what I do on an average day off. Out looking for treasure and stuff and looking for things. I will get back to the fella that had the Volkswagen. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Volkswagen's been sitting a lot of years, but he had a lot of hop-up accessories on that motor, so maybe it's worth it just to buy the engine. It's a 1600 with all sorts of extra accessories on it, but you can't hear it run. Hasn't been running in years, so probably need to be rebuilt anyway. Food for thought. But it was a fun day. Got to spend time with my boys. My daughter's at a birthday party, and I'm gonna go inside, call it a night, and have some fun. Tomorrow's my anniversary with my wife, so I better start thinking about that next. Thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Hey everyone, so today my son Jason has decided to let me try and cut his hair. So we are gonna try and take this mop and do something with it today. You think we'll do a good job?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do it. So stay tuned as a dad tries to cut his kid's hair. Let's see how it goes. First, we must inspect the scalp.
I don't remember that being part of...
Is it attached?
No.
Is this your toupee?
Yes.
Is it your wig? Don't flip your wig, okay? Turn around, let's see.
Boy.
As you can see, the boy's hair is getting a little shaggy. So I am going to de-shagify him with a razor kit, which we have right over here. I gotta get myself all set up. So what if I accidentally make you bald? What if I sneeze like on Mr. Bean? He like right down the middle.
I wouldn't be going to school tomorrow, or I'd be wearing my hood over my head.
Reverse mohawk? Really long and pointy on the sides and bald in the middle? Maybe not. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna do the sides first. We're gonna try a number 3. These are all different lengths. So number 3 is kind of a medium length. I can always go shorter and then blend it after that. So I'm gonna look for a number 3, get that on there, and then see if I can attach it to his noggin and start the chopping. I'm just kidding. I am gonna start trimming the back of his head though, and then the sides, and I'll try and blend it. And, fingers crossed this will look good at the end. We'll find out. Okay, so if you get hair on your face and your hair is covering your hands, don't rub it all over, because you're gonna be like, I got hair everywhere. Okay, cover them up with a towel, so I can just kind of, don't hide your neck. I need to be able to see it. Okay, be normal. Okay, look down.
That's impossible to ask me.
We're not down that far. Okay, that's good right there. Okay, you ready?
No.
Good. And I'm gonna rock up when I get to the end here. First swath of hair. I have overly trusting children that are letting me do this. Would you let your dad cut your hair? Let's see how this works. So when I'm clipping, I'm kind of doing a rocking motion so that it will go from shorter to a little bit longer, because I'll have to blend that hair at some point. So I'm gonna keep going. Buzz, buzz, buzz. And you have to be careful not to cut your children's ears off, because they already have problems listening to parents as it is. So I want to be very careful as I go around. All right, I've kind of roughed in the sides. I haven't started blending anything yet. Which way do you part your hair? This way? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put the part in. This is kind of what we would call a men's classic cut. So we're gonna figure out where the part is, and then we'll see what we have for excess hair, like that kind of needs to go. So I'm gonna part his hair and then see what I have to work with. Okay, now that we've determined where his part naturally kind of lies, and your part's usually kind of the edge of your eyebrow all the way up, I'm gonna go around and try and make all this blend. See, he's got long spots. Now we know where he's gonna part his hair. So I'm gonna get my scissors out for this part. Turn around, or just turn to the side, other side. There we go. So what I'm gonna do now is get in there with the scissors and just start basically taking this off in little layers. So we're gonna give this a try. So I'm making Jason record while I'm cutting his hair. So to do this, to kind of blend it on the sides, you have to, tilt your head a little bit that way so you can see. You have to grab it, and then you kind of pull the hair up a little bit from the side where it's gonna go. And you start at the bottom and do sort of on an angle like that. From the bottom, so shorter at the bottom, longer on the top. And I'm gonna go all the way around until we get this more or less blended out. You're a trooper, Jason. So that's the general idea. Now, why have I decided to cut my kid's hair?
Didn't want to pay for the barber?
Well, no, it's not that. I guess it's a way of spending extra time with you. I like talking to you. And I know there's gonna be all sorts of people watching and saying, I can't believe that you're doing this, that's crazy, who cuts their kids' hair? I'm sure lots of parents actually cut their kids' hair. I'm just opting not to do a bowl, which is pretty much what I think my parents did to me when I was little. You know what a bowl cut is, Jason?
Yeah, you put a bowl on their head and then you shave around.
Yeah, like Larry Moe and Curly. And you have a really weird line on the front of your head. I don't even know if people still do bowl cuts out there. Does anybody out there still do bowl cuts? Never know. Okay, so I'm just blending. You have some long shaggy spots here. You were overdue. Look at that. Long, gaggly.
That's because I'm planning to join the mystery gang.
Mystery gang?
I want to ride in the mystery van.
Oh, you mean the mystery machine like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, yeah.
You want Shaggy, like, you're in Shaggy? Like, hey, let's give this kid a haircut. And then they'll be like, who cut this kid's hair? And you'll be like, it was Mr. Jenky, the janitor, the whole time. And then they'll take my mask off. Do you watch Scooby-Doo?
No.
You should. We have it on Netflix, I think. What are you watching right now?
Stuff we already watched.
Yeah, Teen Titans, like a million times.
No.
What?
Now we're watching movies.
In what? Not in the morning.
Yeah, in the morning.
But not during the week though, because that's school days. You are, remember,
Yeah.
the kids don't get to watch TV in the morning, basically just about an hour or so a day, maybe at the end of the day. You have to live your life, live real life. So here's a spot that I've started to blend with the scissors. I still have to do more in here. You can kind of see where it's heavy in that spot. So I'm going to keep going around and blending all the way around. So there's no visible line. So it goes from long to short with no line, like you don't want the bowl cut. It's funny how hair grows at different rates. What do you think the first haircut was? You think it was a caveman? And he was like stepping on his long beard or his hair. He's like...
Probably we're like scalping each other.
Scalping? No.
Scalping.
Gross.
Yeah. Like,
no, I think some guy was just like, oh man, my hair keeps getting in my way. Except he was a caveman, so he did this. And then he asked his buddy, he's like, can you cut my hair? I don't know why he's a surfer now, but he is. And his buddy's like, I'm not cutting your hair. He's like, what if I gave you a log? And he's like, okay, because that's all I had to trade back then was like logs and rocks and stuff like that. So we traded him a chunk of, maybe a chunk of rock or something, and the guy offered to cut his hair for him. And that was the first haircut. You don't learn that in the textbook. But if I'm not careful, this will be the last haircut. It's blending out pretty good. You're gonna be all hairy after this though, because your towel has kind of come off of its protecting your clothing state. So you might be a hairy little monkey.
and I'm wearing a banana shirt.
You are wearing a banana shirt. You're gonna be a hairy monkey in a banana shirt.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue to kind of take the high spots off here and make sure you can still have enough to comb it back. And then we'll get the excess hair off and then start thinking about maybe styling this mop that this child has been growing out. Yay. So Jason's scooping the hair into a pile, but you're gonna have hairy feet now. Yeah, I'll have to deal with that. So I've been blending the back of his head, blending all around the sides. I'm gonna use a number 1 now. Not that I have to pee, but I'm gonna use the number 1 razor on the back of his head and around the edges so we can try and trim that up. Okay, looking fairly blended around the sides. I used a number 1 just kind of on an angle, so it was nice and trim going through the sides. Okay, let's brush you off and then see if we can't clean you up a little bit. Just realized we've been trying to fit this in before his piano lessons, which start in 15 minutes. So we've got to get him downstairs and out the door to go, go, go. Okay, you ready for piano?
Yeah.
Okay, off we go. Okay, 1 minute to spare. We made it to the piano lessons, so Jason's gonna go in and do that. Who's this, a movie star with his new haircut? Why no, it's my son, Jason. Ta-da! All right, have fun at music lessons, Jason. Bop. Well, it turned out pretty good for a quick, what was a 15-20 minute haircut before piano lessons today. At least I don't have to worry about getting a haircut for a little while on the plus side. And if you screw up, well, hair grows back. It just might, you might have to wear a hoodie, but I think it turned out pretty decent. So thanks for watching this episode, which is way different than what we normally do. This is just me doing something silly, but hey, why not? So thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can check us out on Instagram at CuriosityInc.YEG, on Facebook, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon, and bye for now.